Hi everyone, so in this second part we'll be adding an LCD screen to display the current temperature and relay state so that we can monitor the controller we created in the last video without it being connected to a computer. If you've not already followed part 1, you can find a link to that in the description below. Adding an LCD will allow us to monitor the current temperature and relay state without having to connect the development board to a PC. For this video you'll just need an mLink 1602 LCD and some of the same Dupont cables that we used in part 1. I'll link to these in the description as usual. The code will also work for the larger 20x4 screen. As I said in the previous video, the choice of screen size will be your personal preference. One of the great things about the mLink range is how easily they connect to one another. We're simply going to add the LCD into the chain. It doesn't matter what order they're in, so adding it to the end makes the most sense. So let's actually plug these cables in. So it was black for ground, red for power, and then we did green and blue. Okay, and make the connections at the other end, so into the LCD. Just double check. Okay, so the ground is the top one there. And that's now connected. Again, I'll add a diagram showing these connections into the blog post. Now that the LCD is connected, we need to make some changes to the sketch that we created in part 1. So let's pull that up. So the first thing we're going to do is add the LCD's I2C address to the existing list of definitions at the top of the sketch. So underneath the NTC address, hash define LCD address, and this one is 56 for this module. As before, this will mean that we can add LCD commands and they'll be a bit more readable by specifying the LCD's address as LCD add. Now in the main loop we want a function that will update the LCD. So here underneath the print status we're going to add an additional line, update LCD temp. And then further down we'll actually add that function. So void update LCD float temp. Now we need to set the cursor column and row. mLink.cLCD. So and we're going to set it to 0, column 0 and row 0. Now we need to tell it what we want it to print there, so mLink.cLCD print, and we're actually going to print the word temp. Oops. Now we want it to actually print the reading that it's getting from the NTC sensor. And we're going to do that to 1 decimal place. add in something to denote what the temperature is being read in as. So cd add, so in this case it's in centigrade. Now we can start on line 2, which is information being passed back from the relay. Again, firstly we have to set the cursor position. So in this case it's going to be the same column, so the first column, but the second row. So we'll write or print relay state to the LCD screen, and because the state is either going to be on or off, we can use an if-else statement. So if relay state is on, mLink.c LCD print LCD add on. Else off. So I'll add a link to download the code in full, but by writing it along with me you'll have a better understanding of what each piece is trying to accomplish. So that's the code written, the sketch is written. Let's upload that to the Uno Plus and see what happens. Excellent. So as you can see, it's reading the temperature and showing the relay state. If I warm up the temperature sensor, it changes the state of the relay and continues to update the temperature. Excellent. You now have a full functioning temperature control switch. I hope this video proved useful to someone. If it did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you next time.